I always thought I was really good at English classes and history classes. I'd always read a lot. I'd always thought of myself as a pretty good writer. I was very aggressive. I was very pugnacious. I was very competitive in sports. And I liked to argue a whole bunch. And I thought I was good at it. And so I thought being a lawyer would be the perfect avenue for me to do what I did best. Potentially, there's a lot of nobility in the law. But the flip side of the coin is that it's a barren, difficult, highly competitive profession where people are at each other's throats a lot. There's a lot of conflict. And you've got to be willing to carry other people's problems around. At the end of your workday and over the weekend, you've got to take a great deal of responsibility. So generally speaking, I just decided after 12 years of that A, there was too much conflict, and B, I was trying to be their champion too much and not being willing to lose, and it was just causing too much pressure. In, I guess it was about 95, after about 5 years of being a lawyer down there, I bought an around-the-world ticket and traveled around the world for a year. And when I got back, I got off the plane in LAX. I walked out of the Bradley terminal into the concrete jungle and thought to myself, what the heck am I doing here? So I decided to move up into the Bay Area. So those were the reasons that I elected to do something different. I'd always had an interest in construction. From the time we were young, we had to go out and build. For example, our dad would require that we spent 2 or 3 hours building in addition to the house before we went surfing on the weekends. So we had to put the time in, and we did. We started early, and I had that skill and I had that interest, and it had the advantage of being non-confrontational. There was very little conflict involved, and you're creating something that had mass and it had heft, something that at the end of the day or at the end of the job you could look at and you say, "Yeah, I built that," and that was real satisfying. There was nothing real solid in being a lawyer. There was victories and there was losses, but it was nothing like actually building something. Imagine a mason driving past a rock wall that he built 30 years ago and saying to himself, "Yeah, I did that." What lawyer can do that?